Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you being here. Guys, today I'm going to show you how to use Winget, which is the command line tool for Windows. And it basically helps you find, install, upgrade programs, applications, stuff like that. It's a package manager, basically. Just like those of you who are familiar with Linux will know the APT command, which is Advanced Package Tool. Winget does the same thing for Windows in the command line. So let's take a look at this, guys. So basic information here. Open up your command prompt. I like to run mine in administrator. I don't believe you have to be in admin mode to do this, but I just recommend it anyway. If you don't know how to open command prompt, just click on your start, type CMD, and you got your command prompt here. Just right click that and run as administrator. It will open up a window like that. All right, guys, so the first thing I'm going to show you, basic stuff in the command prompt here, and you do not have to be in any specific path. Just type Winget and hit enter. Now, this will bring up a little bit of information about Winget, what it does. It will show you a list of commands and options here. Now, we are going to go through some of these commands, not all of them, and you can just kind of get the feel for, how Winget works, what it can do, what it's capable of, and we can go from there. So the first thing, guys, what we're going to show you, one of the very first commands here is going to be the search command. And what the search command is used for is to find those applications, to tell Winget to go out and find these applications so you can install them. So with that, we're going to type Winget. Every command that you type in Winget will start with the word Winget. So after that will be the actual command. So in this case, it's going to be search. And here's where you want to basically use a keyword to search for the program or application that you're looking for. In my case, there is a program out there. It's a note-taking program called Joplin. And so I'm going to do Winget search Joplin and hit enter. Now, as you see, this has gone out to the magical land of interwebs, and it has found a couple options here for us. Now, they appear to both be the same, but this one is a pre-release. I don't want that one. But let me show you something here, guys. What we're going to look at is it'll see the name here of the application, and then each application that Winget finds has an ID to it. So the one we're going to download is joplin.joplin. Tells us what version, and it gives us the source, which is Winget in this case. So in order to download this and install it, I will show you that, but we're going to move on to our next command. So once we find it, we want the system to show us what that application is all about. Now, you probably know what you're trying to download, so you might not always want to use the show command, but I'm going to show it to you anyhow. So what you do, again, Winget, and we're going to show, and we want to show information about Joplin. So we have to use the ID here, joplin.joplin. So let's type joplin.joplin. So again, you have your syntax is Winget. Going to show us Joplin. And so once you hit enter on that, it comes up, it shows you a bunch of stuff here. It pulls what this is called the manifest file. And in the manifest file has all this information. As you can see, it pulls different things like publishers, the version, and description of what it is, which is really nice to know, just in case you really need to know that. The license URL and all that kind of good stuff. Down here, your installer URL and your actually installer hash, which is have. And it'll even tell you the release date of this version. So that's pretty new. So anyway, so now once we've been shown all the information and we are sure that this is the Joplin that we are looking for, we are going to install it. But first, I want to show you that it is not currently installed on my system. So if we just click here and we just type Joplin, you will see there is no app listed. There's a few web results. We click on apps. There is nothing listed for the app. So it's obvious the Joplin is not installed. So with that being said, then we can move on to the next command here, which you guessed it is going to be Winget. And then we're just going to do install. And then remember the ID, Joplin. Joplin. Make sure there's no spaces in there. Make sure everything is spelled correctly. And once that's done, you simply hit enter. Now you'll see here a progress bar, tell you how much it has downloaded, how big the file is, tells you where it's coming from, and a little bit more information there. After that, it starts the package installer, and that generally does not take much time at all, again, depending on the size of the file. And as you can see, it's successfully installed. Now, out of the corner of my eye up here, I saw the Joplin icon pop up, so obviously it installed, but let's just take a look. And there it is, Joplin app. We click under apps, it is now there. So that has successfully installed Joplin. So with that being said, there's more that you can do with Winget, of course, other than, download files. So let's go ahead and take a look at some more. The next thing I want to show you is simply list. So we're going to do Winget list and hit enter. And what this command does is it goes through your system and it literally lists an entire list of everything installed in your computer. Now, it will give you the name here. It will give you the ID over here. So let's say we're looking at this Elgato Stream Deck, okay? So that's the name of the application. Here's the ID that Winget sees, and this will tell you what current version you're on. Now, if there is something here, like you see down here, that will tell you what the newest version is. So let's say, for instance, we're looking at this instead. Microsoft Visual C++. There's the ID. There's the version that's installed. And here is a version that is available. And so that tells you that you can go here and update these. So instead of having to go out to the web, find everything that you need an update for, go out to the web and download these updates individually, simply do everything right here from Winget. And it's pretty simple to do. So once you have your whole list here, you see all these updates, you got a couple options here. So let's say, for instance, let's just move down here since it's closer. Let's say, for instance, we want to update this, okay? So there's our ID. So with the next command, you're going to do Winget, but then you're going to do upgrade. And then you can actually do, where did that go? I'm just going to try to copy and paste. Control-C keyboard and Control-V here. So that's how you would upgrade an individual application. It's just do the Winget upgrade and then the ID, which is in this field. And then you would simply hit enter. I'm not actually going to do that right now because I've got other plans for the system. I don't really want to upgrade anything right now. But here's something you can do as well. So as you can see, there's a lot of these that need an upgrade. So you can actually come in here, and instead of just Winget upgrade and then naming one ID, you can do Winget upgrade space --ALL. And once you hit enter on that, Winget will go out and update every single one of these that shows update. Now, depending on how many applications you have, how many need updates, that could take some time. So just do that on your own time there. Like I said, I'm not going to do that right now. Got other plans on this system. So that's just not going to be what I'm going to do. But as you can see, I gave you those commands, Winget upgrade all or Winget upgrade, and then just the ID of that. All right, guys, so let's move on to the next. Now, this is, to me, a really cool feature that Winget provides. And this comes in handy, say, for instance, like you're getting a new computer, okay? Which people do that from time to time. Now, how much of a pain is it when you get that new computer to go out to the web, to each website, and find all these programs? Well, Winget has this really cool export option where you can export this into a JSON file. That's JSON. Now what that stands for is JavaScript Object Notation File. And that's basically just it's a data format used to store an exchange. That's all that is. Sounds fancier than it is, trust me. But in order to export everything, now it doesn't export all the applications or the programs, it exports the actual packages so you can import them on your new system and have it automatically install everything. So here's how we do this. So we do a winget, and then we're going to do an export space -O, like O for ocean, not a 0, and that stands for output. So it's winget export -O for output. And then we need to give it a path on where to put the file, and we need to make that or name that file. So in my case, I'm just going to use my E drive. So we'll just do E:// and then I'm just going to name the file winget.json. Now, as you can see, let me open up my File Explorer here, drag this over. I look at my E drive here. I don't have a JSON file, okay? So I'm just showing you that this will create that JSON file. And we'll come back to that in a minute once we create the file. So once you have the option in there, or the syntax in there, again, that just means winget export -O for output to this location and this file name. So once we hit enter on that, it goes through this little process here. And at first I thought that these were errors, not available, etc., etc., but they are not errors. So let me open up File Explorer again, go to E, and as you can see, I now have my winget.json file there. So if I right click on this and just go edit with like Notepad++ or Notepad, you can see that this JSON file holds all of these packages for these applications / programs. And so if you're getting a new computer, do what I just taught you to do with the export and save this file somewhere. Because when you get your new computer, all you have to do is simply go into the command prompt and run an import, which I'm going to show you now. Okay, so I'm going to close this. All right, to do the import, it's pretty much the same, just a little bit of tweaking with the syntax with the command. So we'll do winget, and we're going to do import. And the flag that you have to use on this is a -I for input. Just remember it as import. And then you're going to have to give it the source of the file. So wherever you have this file when you get a new computer, even if you did it on a flash drive, you can point it to that. But my file is still on the E drive. I'll do E:// and then we're going to do the winget.json because that's the file name that I saved it in, as you guys remember from right here. So that's the path and the file name. Okay, so once you have that typed out, now once I hit enter on this, it's going to tell us there's nothing available because I already have everything installed. But this will give you kind of a good idea of how it works. So once I tell it to import from that location, it goes through all this. And if you are on a new computer, you wouldn't be getting these messages. Found an existing package already installed, etc., etc. You would get, oh, it found all these, and we're installing those now. And it may take a few minutes, again, depending on how many packages you have in that JSON file. But it is so much easier than getting a new computer, going out to the web, and trying to get everything downloaded and installed. This is a one-stop shop for all of that. Anyway, guys, that is the basics of Winget. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comments below. I will answer each one that I can. Sometimes I can't get to them all, but I will do my best. And if this helped you out, if you thought it was cool, if you thought it was informative, click the like. And if you don't mind, consider subscribing. I have a lot more content coming up. Thanks, guys.